everyone, welcome to Stand-Up Analysis. We're going to be reviewing my stand-up set and looking at what I like, what I don't like, and the decisions I were making along the way. If you enjoy this content, give us a like, smash that subscribe button. We teach stand-up here, we write stand-up here, and we play with ideas. For context, this is my show. I'm coming in at the end, and I have two different versions of this set. I have on my show sort of like a 70-person sold out house, and I have like a 10-person house that was like on a Wednesday at 10 p.m. a week before, to show you how things feel differently when the audience has a different situation. So without further ado, we're gonna dive into it.
Don't leave your shit on my stage. Next time I'm gonna do this to Vivek's phone. What the fuck is this? This is your phone! I'm in charge! I can do whatever I want! Hey everyone, welcome.
Okay, for context, all my little comedian babies forget so many things on that stool. Another comedian, Vivek, had left his phone out on that stool so that I had to walk in between comedians and be like, okay, hey everyone, just grabbing Vivek's phone, stopping the normal flow of the show so that I could show you and clear the stage for the other comedians. And so the audience had already been primed to know that, oh boy, these other comedians, keep leaving stuff on the stage when they're supposed to leave it a tabula rasa for the next comic. So there's already been a big moment that I'm calling back to there. I stole that joke from Louis C.K. You mean taking my wiener out and showing it to the crowd? Yeah. He taught me that one personally, one-on-one, Rafa. Hey. While we're going through the set, the joke prompt of the day. The joke prompt of the day is anything about soulmate, love of your life. I knew I met my soulmate when I know where I'm going to meet the love of my life. Oh boy, when I meet my soulmate, XYZ, you know true love's first kiss is on the butthole because of you're kissing someone's butthole. Ooh boy, it's true love. Anything like that is the joke prompt if you guys want a game to play in chat while we go through the set. But the important thing to note is I walk on stage and instead of being like, okay, hey, let's get started with the material, let's do this plan thing that I settled down, class, I'm doing something that is clearly real with the environment in the room. I clearly have emotional stakes, which, I clowned it up. I ramped it up so that way it could be a moment. Additionally, it's a callback. It's a callback to the things that were happening earlier, and it is making a dynamic. Oh my God, who is this awful comic? I don't know, Nate. I think I saw him on Jerkmate. I think this comic is sponsored by Jerkmate. But the important thing is, I'm making a feral moment. And they say in theater, if there is an animal on stage, a cat or a dog, a real animal, the audience will watch that more than anything else on stage, because they know that the actors will withhold the boundaries of the fourth wall. There's only so dangerous that the actors will go. You're safe from the actors. The cat could jump off the stage into your lap. So there's a heightened like, ooh, you gotta watch this thing. I'm trying to lean into that energy with my entrance to show that, we're not on train tracks. We can go anywhere. Hence why it is such a feral. Okay, great. So I'm vibing with the song.
Don't leave your shit on my stage. Next time I'm gonna do this to Vivek's phone.
Also, Vivek and Danny, who just left that on stage, they're friends of the show. They just performed, so the audience liked them. So I'm leaning into playing and poking fun at known entities.
What the fuck is this? This is your phone! I'm in charge! I can do whatever I want! Hey.
Great. right? So I stay in the moment. I try to heighten it. I try to get a few punches out of it. And this is all ad-libbing at this point, but I'm staying in the high energy. And then I take that energy and I take the momentum and I go a little bit further into the set.
Hey everyone, welcome to my show. Hey, thank you. That's the after show.
Great, the audience is still giggling. I'm allowing them to giggle. Thank you. Hey, I'm kind of saying, hey, get ready. So I'm losing a little bit with like a settle down class, but I'm commenting on that and stamping this very big moment with like, okay, let's contextualize that. Okay, that's the after show. It won't be quite that crazy the whole time.
I like you guys. I feel comfortable sharing with you guys my new.
Look, logical transition, big logical transition, but I try to keep the momentum. And then we're doing this. Boom, next thing. Instead, then we're doing this. Okay, now I'm starting my material proper. Okay, right. That all the transition moments we talk about.
That's the after show. I like you guys. I feel comfortable sharing with you guys my new suit. Ooh. Hot, die.
As a callback to a joke Ashley did, and Ashley was sitting there in the comedian's table.
I'm trying something new because normally I wear cargo shorts. Yeah. They say dress for the job you want, and the job that I want is husband. I don't have a wife.
That's another callback to a big joke that Greg did about how when a woman says, I don't have a husband, it's empowering. But when a man says, I don't have a wife, it's like a little boy lost in a store or like a dog. It's like, please adopt me. So I'm doing callbacks, reviving, and we're calling things back. So the audience knows that I was in the show with them. They like these things. Hey, I like these things. Let's sort of say we have these shared interests. We are one and the same. Before I get into more BS that is new to them. I'm standing on the shoulders of the other giants in the show to ramp into getting to do my pre-planned stuff.
Great. But I do have Greg's hair. Hey.
So that did not work. They're kind of like, what? Okay, you have his hair, but what are the ramifications? I should have gone further. I don't let it sort of like hit me too hard that it didn't work, and I think I keep the momentum well.
Here's the thing,
right? And I keep the momentum, so I could have gone, but I don't. I do have Greg's hair. Oh, but I do have, right? I could have telegraphed that. Ooh, that didn't work, and it's an awkward moment. But no, you take it to the chin. You continue your momentum. You don't show that it is an awkward moment, and then it leaves it behind you instead of taking one mistake and amplifying it into two or three.
Friends say, if a girl loves you in the suit, she'll also love you in the cargo shorts. Yeah! She'll love me more in the suit! You can prove this. Try it with your friends. Say, oh, I have a great guy you should go out with. You'll recognize him. He's always wearing suits. Oh.
You see that? Physical, always wearing suits. Physical information, a follow-through of how the audience should feel about it. Oh. Right, all these subtle things that are helping. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, point. Yeah, you get a point.
We'd go on that date. I'd have sex in that Lego store.
That's another callback to. That's a callback to a joke about Shun saying that he uses Bumble BFF to find friends. He wants to go to the Lego store. They keep wanting to have gay sex. He's had so much gay sex, and they won't go to the Lego store. It's give and take, and he's just taking. So once again, callback.
The Lego store's gonna have a bunch of things happening tonight. It doesn't work with cargo shorts. Oh, you should date my friend. You'll recognize him. He's always wearing cargo shorts. That's why they call them cargo shorts. The date is short, then she gets in her car and goes, oh, that joke didn't suit you. Shoo. Shoo.
Okay, so I didn't connect that if I say shoe a lot, it's gonna feel like Ashley's joke, which was like cry, 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 death, 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 shots, shots, shots. I was just going shoe, shoe. I was just saying it because you go shoe, shoe. But the comedians at the comedian table thought I was initiating that joke again, so they started doing the chant. So I sort of went with it. Okay, let's turn this into the chant. So it seems the audience wants to do it. And then what happened around the chant, I will also twerk. So let's call back the twerking. That's being flexible. That's being flexible with how the audience learned these games the first time and making sure that we are open to doing it the second time. Because none of that was pre-planned. The shoe was pre-planned. But the follow-through was like, okay, let me ride this wave.
Yeah. I'm not invested in that joke. I'm not wearing a vest. That's a joke. I'm not wearing a vest.
I don't like that. So that's me changing the game. The game is, hey, pun, oh, ga 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 ga, ooh, pun, ah, ga 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 ga. I'm not wearing a vest. So not only does the energy suddenly go right, but also the audience doesn't know how to react to it. So I wish I had kept the game the way they had learned the game. Because I not only confused them, but my energy level, that's two mistakes at once that sort of made that not land. Let's see how I deal with it. Does it seem like I take it on the chin, or do I continue with momentum?
I'm not wearing a vest. That's a joke. I'm not wearing a vest. Here's the thing.
Right? Boom! We're back to normal. That's fine. There's a moment of friction. We'll leave it in the past. I'm fine. And the audience forgets it. Great. So maybe that's 2 times. I mean, boom, boom. But you tank it and you keep going.
As soon as I get married, I want to have a kid. I do. I want to do all the fun dad stuff. Princess parties, throw the sports ball with the catch. I'm a theater kid. Yeah. You know, the small round one, the big one, the one that looks like my testicle. All the balls. What? You want to see? Yeah, which one is that? Is it rugby? Is it football? Maybe it's pickleball. Ooh, with the holes. No.
So one of the comedians is trying to play with me because of the uproarious community I've established in the room by interacting with people, and they're like, which ball is it? Okay, I could ignore that. I could take that as an interruption, but I trust my improv skills. So I continue the bit, and I'm making this up along the way. Something I noticed now that I didn't notice then is I did say testicle singular. So on top of the shape that I'm playing with in the sports thing, I could have also commented on, I said singular testicle. Well, you don't catch, you're not going to catch 100%. There's also multiple angles you can take, not only on the jokes, but also on your testicles. Multiple angles, ladies. So you don't have to get it perfect as long as you take an angle. Show your real nuts or get off the stage. Why don't I show my real nuts and get off on the stage? Once again, something I learned straight from Louis C.K., right, Rafa? Ooh, baby.
If anyone's curious, I'll show you at DBA later. Just ask, okay. And here's the thing. All of that dad stuff, I'm going to get to do.
Now look, I did change. I did telegraph that, hey, we're moving from fun energy into something else. But I kept the momentum. So it was a pivot, but it wasn't as bad of a pivot as the average sort of stand-up. All right? You can tell I'm talking about something new as I go from this. If I go from the end of playing with testicles back into my material, but you see how I keep the energetic level?
If anyone's curious, I'll show you at DBA later. Just ask, okay. And here's the thing. All of that dad stuff, I'm gonna get to do wearing the dad uniform, which of course is. I'm coming back to you, baby! Oh, what's in the pockets? My happiness! I hate this thing! Get me out of here! Hell yeah. Yeah, you are way more comfortable than me. I love it.
Right, so you can hear this guy going, he's laughing in a big way. He really likes this joke. He was also wearing literally farmer's overalls, okay? So, instead of moving on to my next joke, I'm playing with the follow-through. I am giving them, I'm doing, one second. Where's my slide? I got slides for this. I've taught too many lessons, too many golden nuggets. I'm doing this, right? right? Where it's punchline, then I'm vibing, then I punchline again, or it's punchline, then I'm re-reacting to the reaction of the audience so that we can get more and more laughs, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, just to show some Instagram. Yell four to indicate golf ball and then move on. I do think that'd be a good final joke, but if I just hit it, first of all of the testicle stuff was made up on the fly. So I do think that there's room to optimize for the future, but if it's just one joke in the follow through, well then I'm doing something more like, more like this. Instead of really hitting it. So I do love that joke, but in succession with other jokes as well. Okay. Let's get back to it.
Everyone in this room except Charlie is more comfortable than me.
Okay, sorry.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you are way more comfortable than me.
Listen to him giggle.
It's my dad uniform.
Watch me clock it and then watch me play. Make that decision.
What's in the pockets? My happiness. I hate this thing. Get me out of here.
And that joke, originally on stream, we planned that joke of what's in my pocket, what's in the cargo shorts pockets. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that, as a great callback spree, as a way to inject 1,000 jokes. Instead, I just pivoted it, and instead of making it a logical structure of here's all these logical things in order that's a joke, I made it a personal joke. What's in the pockets? My happiness. That's how I feel about cargo shorts. Okay, I can do it shorter and move on. Shorter. Cargo shorter, because I didn't want to do that additional joke. I wasn't confident that I had a good list of things to be pulling out of the cargo shorts. So I still used the structure. I just paid it off in a different way. Okay. So sometimes if your jokes aren't working, it could be a matter of the angle that you attack it with. Metaphysically, instead of staying in logical, make it an act out. Instead of an act out, hey, go into the audience. Instead of the audience, make it a personal confession.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you are way more comfortable than me. I love it.
Definitive statement, too, playing with the crowd. Definitive statement, so it's easy to boom, hit it again, and then leave.
Everyone in this room except Charlie is more comfortable than me.
And that's me naturally heightening it. Charlie was another comedian on the set who wore an even fancier suit than me. So not only am I calling back to him, but I'm heightening the bit that I'm going off of the ad-lib moment with the crowd. Because I'm living in the moment. I'm doing this. Boom, 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 and trusting my improv skills to keep me in the bit.
Wonderful suit, Charlie. Love it. You're looking great, man. So I'm high energy, as you guys can see. A few months ago, I almost started a riot on stage. I know. I almost did tonight, too. You guys are staring at my ass.
Right? I did not plan to twerk, okay, but I can incorporate it into later parts of the set. I'm remembering what the audience has seen and plugging it in as necessary.
We were talking best pets, and I said cats. Okay. On number 2! Yeah. But I love the chaos. I wanted more. So I said dogs. On number 3! Oh, just like a dog owner to get tricked after the fact.
That's me pointing to the people that were vocal during the dog bit to make it seem like it's personal to them. It's not. I was going to do some sort of version of this follow-through anyways. But it feels more personal, and it feels like I'm listening, and it feels like it is communal, even though this part is all pre-planned. Baby, it makes you more comfortable. And because I'm getting a higher energy state, they're getting a higher energy state. Okay, that's why I'm doing this stuff. Me and Charlie went balls out with our outfits. Yeah, we are ballers, Sean. Yeah. Speaking of soulmates, we're gonna be whole mates. Ooh. We just need 2 additional buddies, and then we'll be 4, right, Jay? I guess our number of testicles is 4. Yeah. Do more nut sack material. Okay. Oh, are you gonna test? Tickle me? Mm-hmm. Oh, blah, blah. Okay.
This is the point where crowds get confused. They're like, dogs and cats 2 and 3. What could we want? Fish? No one represents fish. I have done this bit for months. No one has ever gone, yeah, fish. Yeah, fish. I have an aquarium. If someone has an aquarium in New York, marry them now.
So all that I'm doing is I'm pivoting. I am pivoting from staying in the idea, okay, I got my logical punchline, and then I'm making it seem like a personal confession or like, hey, I'm breaking the fourth wall to speak to the audience. It's not the most clever joke. And not the most clever joke, but I'm playing with this dynamic to keep the audience on the toes of, are we performing? Is there a friend? Is he behind a fourth wall acting out? Is he talking to us, just in ideas? Oh, hey, it doesn't feel like one thing. It's bouncing around like stream of consciousness does, so it feels more natural. Mm-hmm. 2 balls in the sack, like 2 peas in the pod. I hope you're not peeing in the pod, lunatic. The only place I pee is the toilet. Shout out to Wilma Balls Grow. Okay, yeah, lunatics. Yeah, kick it off. You've been given sort of free reign, at least with the testicle puns today, the names. I'm waiting for them.
So the truth is, I am...
Okay, and look at that. You see how each transition... each transition, I'm keeping the energy up as far as boom, next thing.
If someone has an aquarium in New York, marry them now. So the truth is, I am
right? So the truth is, I continue looking up at the audience. You can hear a little bit of a telegraph I don't like in the how I take my catch breast, 2 balls. You can hear it a little bit in how I take my sudden in, but otherwise, I'm keeping the momentum each time.
Dog person, I need that immediate love because I'm not getting in my underlife. I spend all day trying.
Right, and that's using a physical thing that they've seen of me referencing my ring finger, right? So there's information you can present, not just in verbal words, but also with things that you've incepted.
I'm a dog person, I need that immediate love because I'm not getting in my underlife. I spend all day trying to get people to like me. I don't want to go home to a cat and put on another performance. Oh, please, love me, oh, touch me, oh, consent stuff, oh, come on, with my own pet, oh.
So 2 different comedians had talked about consent. One comedian was talking about how consent isn't just sexy, it's necessary. Not according to romance novels. Ooh. And then Janet, another one of our comedians, was talking about consent, and then she flipped it to be consent to have a long-ass conversation with someone. How she's like, consent to this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm referencing 2 different parts of the show right now with bringing that idea. However, I have sort of fudged up my set because I'm about to talk about kids, and now, because of my choice of callbacks, I brought consent into the room, and I see this happen in my mind. I'm like, uh-oh, I'm about to mention kids, and I just brought everyone like sexual consent. Not a good combination. Ooh, let's see how William handles it.
Consent stuff, oh, come on, with my own pet, oh. Oh, that's why I shouldn't have kids. Not the consent stuff, the loving thing. That's why I stopped. I saw the punchline coming. Like, it's not going to be good together, man. We're going to do this.
So once again, I didn't have anything. It took me by surprise. So at the bare minimum, I just let the audience in to the piloting moves that were happening in my head. I do it in a way that's like, I understand I recognize that you might have felt that way. Hey, let's make it okay. I'm saying that it's okay, and I'm saying what happened. Okay, and now we're moving on. I'm not letting it seem weird, so it doesn't feel weird.
That's what you get for ad-libbing. Some kids don't like their
Great, and then I pick up the momentum again. Right?
parents. It's true. Some kids don't like their parents. Some kids don't like their parents. Yeah.
This comedian's stable.
Yeah.
So this side of the room was like, yeah, and the other side of the room was not agreeing.
Loving families? No, not over here, baby.
So that's me now leveraging the in and out groups. Got a whole video on YouTube about that. Of part of the crowd was like, yes, some kids don't like their parents, and the rest of the crowd was like, we do not agree. Okay, and then I just pointed out, and I leveraged those 2 things against each other in a playful way.
By the way, Mom and Dad, if you comment on this video, I'll visit you for a month in Savannah. I perform every week. I've never lost that bet.
See, staying in the energy with the audience, staying in the feeling it with them.
I will throw a bone to the...
Okay, I keep that. You see it? You can still hear it in my breath. You can still hear my breath when I was preparing. So I kept the momentum, but if I was a poker player, my breath would be giving me away. Also, my breath as it heaved with my breath.
Cat people, bone to the cat people. William, you're crazy. There's something powerful about the way they don't care. Just walk up to your stuff.
So that was really loud, and you can't hear it. The camera's far back, so you can't really hear it, but that was really loud.
Apologies, that was loud. I don't have the confidence of a cat. A cat would not apologize. I'm too much of a pussy to do it.
I made this a little awkward with my face. I thought it'd be funny that I'm like, oh, now I'm awkwardly picking up. The audience didn't know how to feel about it, and they saw the awkwardness, so the awkwardness bled into their feeling. I could have made it more clear that, like, now let me pick this up like a little cuck. And then it would have made the moment what I wanted, but because I didn't explicitly state the premise in that moment, the audience is like, is this funny that he's doing it, awkwardly lifting the thing that he just dropped, or does he feel awkward about it, so I should feel awkward about it? So that's something I could have fixed with words. Right? The room is split on how to feel
But
about
it's
that.
sexy!
Boom! Keep the momentum. Boom! Right back into the momentum.
It's sexy, that power. That's why there's a musical about fuckable cats. It's called Cats! The fuckable is implied. There's actually 2 fuckable cat musicals. I mean, The Lion King. If you know, you know.
Right? I don't know what I mean by that. But just leaning into like the let's laugh at this a little bit more pointed. I could have had a can you feel? I was gonna do like a can you feel the love tonight? Yes. And it's in a cat or some sort of thing that was actually a reference to Lion King. It paid off. I left it a little nebulous. It paid off. But if I was going to shore this up, that's a moment that I could have made more specific. I a little bit lucked out. 1, from the vibe I was already creating with the audience. 2, that people generally Lion King is a beloved intellectual property. 3, the prevailing sentiment in some people out around that like Nala and the scene was a sexual awakening for some kids. So it's not terribly confusing if I was like referencing a movie people hadn't known, etc., etc. But I could still have shorted up. Or I could have done a joke like this. Yeah. Were Rafiki more like Rafreaky? Yeah, exactly. And I could have gone further into that joke. 100%. I could have explicitly made more jokes about that and gone into it. Yeah. Shout out to Flick Masak. Shout out to Dutch Nuts. Great. Thank you, Lunatic. Keep them coming. Okay. Let's keep it going.
There are no musicals about fuckable dogs. I've checked. You're a good man, Charlie Brown, but Snoopy unfuckable. You disagree? Okay, all right. People are gonna fuck Snoopy tonight. Okay, I got you.
That was dangerous. Some of the crowd was silent toward the "you're unfuckable" Snoopy. It could be that they just didn't like it or they didn't understand it. So I'm labeling how they feel, and I was lucky enough because of the rapport I developed with the audience, and maybe that's because they felt that the audience let me get away with it. But in another crowd, they're like, "No, we didn't mean that. It's a dangerous move." I'm just gonna point out it worked, but it's dangerous. So watch out.
I do have an olive branch for the cat lovers, the dog lovers, even the fish lovers. We all agree that bird people...
Right. With my face, I'm giving you time to think. Like he's gonna say that bird people are some sort of insult. He's gonna feel a certain way about bird people.
Are weird.
Right. That sentence is really more feelings than logic or jokes or anything else.
Bird friends are like, but they grow really old in age and they can learn how to...
I fucked that up. They grow really. They live a long time and they learn how to talk. Is how the script is supposed to. But instead, I said.
Ooh. My bird friends are like, but they grow really old in age. And
they grow really old age. Okay, William.
they can learn how to talk. Have a child.
Okay, great. But the audience gave it. I kept my confidence enough, and it made enough sense. The audience gets it.
I'm not gonna. If we want Social Security to be funded as we get older, we need an ever-growing population of young people to fund into it. It'll never happen. Have a child!
That joke never works. That joke never works. I have faith in it. I thought it would be fun because I'm suddenly like standing on my soapbox. But no, it never worked. I recognize that it doesn't work. Well, something earlier in the show, Danny had done a bit about the devil tempting Jesus with like, oh, you want a loaf of bread? You want to jump off a building and get your angels to catch you? Oh, you want all the kingdoms of earth? And Jesus is like, no, I don't want those temptations. And Danny goes, yeah, tempt us with some real things, like some free buses, some city-owned groceries. Yeah, Mom Donnie, yeah. So that's already in the audience like, yes. So that's in the zeitgeist of the show.
That's the only political part of my set. Go, Mom Donnie! Okay. I got him back. Okay, for Social Security. Go, Mom Donnie. I got you guys. I'm with you guys.
Right, and then I'm just commenting on what it seems that they felt like. Okay, great.
How do you think we pay for those free buses? I'm not even gonna start.
I don't even know what I meant by that. I don't even know.
I'm not gonna start. So I do want to talk about birds for a second. I'm the weird one.
Okay, so this is a new bit. This is an untested bit. It needs an ending, and it did not have one. As you'll see, I get away with some things, and then the ending just sort of happens. So let's keep going.
I was thinking the other day, if two people decide to be soulmates, and I say decide, and one of my friends was like, that's really weird. But
I needed to go deeper into that. People in chat, when I was positing this bit, were like, decide? You don't decide to love one. You love someone. You fall in love, and it's maybe not by choice, etc., etc., etc. But I did not make it clear what the hell I was talking about. So it is nebulous right here. If I'm trying to make this bit a real bit instead of testing sort of new material, I don't like to test new material on my show because it tends to be sold out. It tends to be a good time, and I really need to provide a product more than like I need to do them a favor. Versus some shows the audience is doing you a favor by listening, and I'd rather do that on small shows.
If you decide no matter how many dumb clothes jokes I make, you're gonna stick with me, no matter how much you look like an aging young child, I'll stay with you.
It sounds like Asian young child. I'm saying aging young child to Ashley, who's sitting at the comedian's table, who had done a bit about that, how she looks old and young at the same time. I'm just calling that back while she's literally on stage, bringing all the other friends of the night into the room.
If we commit to that, boom, we immediately become soulmates. Oh, it's not that simple. Dating dynamics. It works for birds. They mate for life. Oh, maybe birds are smart. It's literally an insult. Bird brain. You think they don't have problems? Original empty nesters. Also the first ones to have bills. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Right, so these puns are really more about the follow-through. And notice I'm giving physical information to help them land. The bill. Because sometimes people are too dumb, not paying attention, etc. It just helps the understandability. But I'm leaning into the follow-through because that's really what puns are more about. I like that. Then it is about, this is the most clever way that someone has wordsmith ever. And I do love this, Sean. Decide, in this economy, those tax breaks are fiscally responsible. We're deciding to be in love. We're deciding to cohabitate. I do like that angle. I think I might steal that to be the solution to the bit with the logic. I do like that. Shout out to Holden Massac. There we go, lunatic. Yes. The change in voice seems to connect with the audience for when it's a punchline. Oh, yeah, 100%, Dan. Also, 100%, as in, like, there's also very easy, when are we the movie? When are we our friend responding to the movie? There's the, and here is my punchline. Okay, now I'm back to myself. Now we're commenting on it. And here's the thing. Okay, now we're talking about that thing. Yes. I can't afford to love in this economy. I can only afford to crush. Crushing depression. Ooh, there's ways that we could play with that too, Rafa. Yes.
You're welcome.
Right? That's just me staying in the energy of like hey, we're welcome, we're talking about birds. Let me see if I can bridge the two. Okay, it's dumb, but it's staying in the vibe.
Twerk, okay.
So someone from the comedian's table goes, twerk again.
Any other requests from the peanut gallery?
Okay, so I could have posited that as a definitive statement. It's not terrible as a question, but I cue them up to.
What? Wait.
So they say twerk is a bird.
Okay. Where am I going with my life?
That's a callback. That's a callback to one of our comedians was doing these philosophical things and went like, where am I? Where am I going? So that's a callback. Even as I recover, I don't like how I dip the energy. I'm trying to be like, okay, let's hard break from the people requesting things of me, so it doesn't continue with the outbursts. But I don't like how much energy I give up. I even dip down on myself. Could have asked for tips to let him see your tip. Look, if I wanted to really do the twerking, I'm sure, especially in my show in my room with like my comedians there, I could have been like, take your dollar bills out. And we could have made it a full spectacle of, like a strip show. I could have made it a bigger spectacle with my testicle. 100%. Stop. Oh boy. Stop flocking around, bird boy. Yeah, flock you. Foul. Yeah, 100%. Those are things I need to stop flocking around. I could have done that in the recovery too, 100%, Victor. As far as other ways, look, I'm getting a decent amount of gold out of each one of these jokes, but we're 10 minutes into my stand-up. I'm doing the new part of my stand-up, so I'm not using my most heightened stand-up ability because I'm not as comfortable with this. 100%, all of these things I could be incorporating and getting more. I'm kind of taking us back to settle down classes, get back to the agenda. Too much.
Where am I? So I have one last thing to talk about, and it's related to all the bird stuff. They say 60-year marriages that last more than 60 years, have two things in common. Would anyone like to guess what one is? Okay. What? They cheat? Okay, do not marry her.
Great, okay, definitive. I left it. That's dangerous for me. Does anyone have something? That's fine. I'm going to go into. That was going to be my recovery, but someone said they cheat. Okay, definitive statement. Label it.
Okay, I see. Funnily
Stay in the energy.
enough, number one is trust.
Okay, great. Then I can go into my written material because it just matches this crowd moment. So I'm bridging the sort of improv with the written. And I'm leaning into that. Ooh, okay, this is the dynamic. So maybe I can say the thing I was going to say anyway, the trivia fact that trust is one of the two things that have in common for 60 plus mirrors, but I'm saying it with personality and a real moment. So I get more laugh from the thing.
You just lost mine.
And I'm trying to go further. How should we feel about this?
I'll marry anyone in the room except.
Right, trying to get more out of it. It did not work the best, but still, it's getting additional punchlines from the idea on the table.
Number two. Would anyone want to guess number two?
And then I'm laughing to sort of reference that, like, wow, number one was crazy. Maybe the fun will continue into the second part of this game.
Amnesia? Okay. Yeah. They always think it's the honeymoon? Honestly, fire!
Okay, they say amnesia. I'm definitive statement evolving their idea and keeping the energy, keeping it up. And celebrating the thing that they said. So they want to celebrate me.
Yes. The second thing they have in common is low expectations. So if you're single, if I want a wife, right, Greg?
I kind of fucked up. I don't have a wife is the line that he said. I've already called it back once. I'm too deep in the sauce. I'm just trying to call back the energy. And saying right, Greg, kind of fucked me because now I'm waiting for Greg to answer. I should not have. That's dangerous. That's the part I should not have added.
You either need to trust more, which in New York.
Luckily, the rest, multiple people from the crowd are now invested in me succeeding, so they save me from the awkward. Greg might have been going to the bathroom. He might have been like, "Oh, I survived my set outside." I don't know where he was in that moment, and that he's another comedian that did that material on the show. But it's dangerous. A lot of times people try to reference me during my show, and if I'm doing producer stuff, I'm downstairs grabbing like extra drinks or whatever, or I'm outside consoling a comedian. I might not be in the room, and you kind of eat shit if you're like, "Right, William?" Oh, he's not here? Oh, okay. So I fell for that trap myself.
Or you need to lower your expectations.
So I don't have an ending.
So guys, I'm going to go home tonight and find a girl who won't cheat. Oh! Thank you guys so much.
That's me just trying to hey, add a little bit of something from the room.
Thanks for coming to Laughter, buddy. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you.
And then just me ending the show.
Give it up for all your comedians tonight. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, let's see this, Victor. Okay. Marriages that last more than 60 years are usually followed by a widow, until death do us part. I just don't know if the audience will. We might need to make it a little bit more silly, which we could probably do with personality. But yeah. Just watch out. Testicles. Oh, I like that one. Okay, so. We watched that set. We watched everything. We watched the high energy. We watched how it worked in the arena that it's supposed to be played for. Now let's look at the same set. As much as I try to do it exactly the same, it's going to be a little bit too high energy, but in a room of 10 people at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. This comedian that was hosting the show, he was being really vulnerable with the audience. They really connected to him. He was playing with the crowd, but he was doing a great job doing definitive statements. He really was their sort of like good friend, and he did a great job calibrating to the room. So I tried to use him as like, okay, this crowd will talk and will play with you on their terms. Let's see if I can do it.
You can't be stopped. I'm very excited to bring up your next comedian. He's a friend of the room, friend of the show. Guys, start clapping right now. Good up for William Kean!
I always hate credits. They ask you, what should you say before you walk on stage? You won this, you did that. I'd rather just be like a friend.
Hey, everyone, thank you. Wonderful to be here. I feel comfortable sharing.
See, hey, I'm acknowledging the crowd. I do one minor look to move the mic out of the way while looking forward. Mic technique. Also, hey, Friezo, welcome. We're going to do your stuff right after this, right after we do the analysis of the same set again. Here we go. Here we go.
With you my new suit. Ooh, yeah, he works it. Yeah, day and night. Oh.
See, they are not as in for the twerking. So I play it down a little bit. I'm trying to raise them up to my energy level, but it's maybe a little bit too much for the room.
I'm trying to change up my style because I normally wear cargo shorts. Yeah. They say dress for the job that you want, and the job that I want is husband. Yeah. So work it down the aisle. Ooh.
So they did not match my energy there, so I have to be self-sustaining a little bit, more so than the show when they do match my energy. So I need to recover it so it doesn't seem awkward, and I know I probably need to. I didn't fully commit to the twerk, that's why it didn't work. I promise you, they would not have been as in for it. I promise you. Also, hey, who a dare, boy. What are my credits? I've been doing Batsu and touring the world for the past 10 years. Before that, I toured the world with Improv for Kids. I run Batsu's stand-up program, Laughter Party, the show you just saw. I'm passed at Westside Comedy, where I also teach. I'm starting the stand-up program at the Jersey Comedy Collective in Hoboken. I've taught at New South Comedy Festival the past 8 years. I've also helped someone, I coached them and ghostwrit for their special that has made it on New York Times and NPR's Best Comedy Albums of 2023. I ghostwrite for people around the world, have students in 30 states and 14 countries. I've been running this stream with all these wonderful people, among other things. Is that enough of a credit for you, who a dare boy? Welcome to the stream. I'm getting sassy with you because normally when people are questioning stuff, they are trolls. So watch it. And my energy is a funny way of saying that. Oh, okay, yeah, you're a troll. Okay. Bye. You're gonna be quiet for a second. Bye. You're getting a timeout. I'm gonna put you in timeout for 10 minutes. Let's see if you have an open heart or not. But no, until you can see what the audience is like, until you can calibrate things, you never know. It could have worked. It could have not. I don't know what their flavor palette is until I have tried things. Yeah. But have I fucked a bird? I've done all that, but have I fucked a bird? Some other comedians, they fucked a bird. So really, who am I in the great scheme of things? Yeah. 1 second as I clear this clown's clear. Let's clear that. Usually they say people are haters because they want to do what you're doing and can't. They are doing what you're doing and they're afraid that you will surpass them, or they are too scared to even try to do what you're doing. So, who would dare? Which one are you?
My friends, of course.
So you can hear a little bit of laughs. Part of the room is in for what I'm doing, but part of the room is tourists who are maybe not English first language, as well as it's 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, so their energy is not as high as my show, which is 7 p.m. on a Monday, when people still have a little bit more energy.
His husband, yeah, so work it down the aisle. Ooh. My friends, of course, assure me if a girl loves me in the suit, she'd still love me in the cargo shorts, yeah.
You see how I'm trying to take it a little bit more down, a little bit more vernacular? I'm still too high energy for this room, but you see how I'm less high energy than in my other show?
Exactly. She loved me more in the suit, though.
I attacked it too much. They responded, and I was trying to be like, yes, let's talk about this. But I went way too far William energy shit, and it scared them, because viscerally the was more intense than the idea I was positing with it.
Prove it yourself. Tell one of your friends, I have someone you should date. You'll recognize him. He always wears suits. They're going on that date. I'm going on that date. A girl that wears suits, I date a boss bitch, yeah. It doesn't work with cargo shorts.
So this is the importance of jokes that have some sort of emotional motivation behind them. I have reasons for saying these things, whether they get the laughs of the other show or whether they don't. If these were jokes, then you seem more like oh, I'm fucked. Oh, I gotta recover this. Hi, I'm a real person again. So have the jokey jokes in your back pocket, but make sure you win with more emotional-based, real things that you could be saying, whether it gets a laugh or not, and then throw the jokey jokes once the audience bites. On average.
You should date my friend. You'll recognize him. He always wears cargo shorts. That's why they call them cargo shorts. The date is short, and they get in their car and go, I guess that joke didn't suit you. Get out of here, William. Shoo. Those are all the clothes puns that I got. Boom.
Okay, so one of the reasons I think on top of it being too high energy for this crowd, another reason I don't think it works here is because I disappear in on myself instead of, I should have, one, energy, and then two, that joke didn't suit you. Yeah, I gotcha. Should have been connecting with that. So that is why on two factors this isn't working as well as it did during my show. But look, it's one of those things where, what do I want to calibrate for? Do I want to calibrate for 10 strangers who were barked in to a Wednesday 10 o'clock show who are not paying for that show? It's a 1-drink minimum. Or do I want to calibrate to a sold-out 70-person show where people are paying for tickets? And the energy is people that want to enjoy themselves versus people that maybe don't have anything else to do. It's up to us who we want to be calibrated for, but there's a reason, I keep my performance style the way it is, because my average show is sold out 70 people versus, a more open mic-y type feel. What if instead of, you pause and wait for them to respond? That could have been another way that I deal with the anything that plays with the, hey, I'm acknowledging our dynamic in the puns or whatever, like that joke didn't suit you. That would have been a better calibration for that room. 100%, Watson. I should have made that call. I was trying to use this as a practice run for my own show, but because of that, I was not serving these people. It's still my fault. Don't get me wrong. It is still my fault that I didn't give these people the show that they deserved because I was trying to set up for them in the show that we saw before this.
Why do I care so much? Why do I care to change my whole style? I am 38 and I'm still going on first dates. It's terrible. And it's like, hey, what's your favorite food? Yeah, do you love me yet?
You see, they wanted to be actually talked to. Especially a room that small. We can talk to individuals, not in a performative way, in an individual way. I should have clocked that right there. I should have talked like, oh, okay, opening them up in a more vernacular sense, a lower energy sense, and letting them play on their terms is what opens the room up. That's why the host succeeded so well. So if I was in the right mental space, I should have been able to clock that.
Better than every first date I've been on this year. Hey, I'll get you a steak later. Hell yeah.
Great, and in the moment of connection after the fact. Biggest reaction thus far.
And here's the thing. As soon
And then you can see me telegraph removing that moment, the one moment of success, and going back into the thing that they didn't like. I should not have had that telegraph energy shift.
as I get married, I want to have kids so I can do all the fun dad stuff, you know? Grill, throw catch, throw cat. I'm a theater kid. Throw the ball, throw the sports ball at another person who catches the sports ball. And I'll do it all in the dad uniform, which of course is... I'm coming back to you, baby! Till death do us part! Get me out of this shit! Ha ha! Catfish!
Okay, they actually like that joke. I'm yelling so loud in the night, Mike, you can't hear it. But you see how slowing down, like, which of course is, even the lower energy audiences bite that hook, as far as the way that is structured. Instead of us just all being talking, with the audience co-write and have suppositions and feel rewarded for knowing things. Do you see that? Do we see that? Normally, I like to play in this pocket because when you're playing for drunk people, when you're playing for people that it's their birthday, their bachelorette party, their anniversary, they want to make the thing about them. So you make the thing about them, they make the thing about you, you share energy, and it gets its sort of highest energy state. This audience does not want it to be about them. They want to drink their cares away and forget. So I need to be more in the sort of performative ways of paying off instead of the more hey in the room. I could do personal things as well, as long as it's sort of like, hey, I'm quite a character. Let me talk to myself. But this is when, if you have all four payoffs, you pivot your style. Okay. So because if you only have one of these buckets, if you find a rock paper scissors room that doesn't line up well with that matchup, if you don't have other options, you can get in trouble.
They did a study on marriages that lasted more than 60 years, and they tend to have two things in common. I've been doing my research so I can get out of my suits. Would anyone like to guess what one of those two things is? Good sex. Not on the list. I guess they have good sex with other people. I like that you're like, good sex. Yeah. I'm glad.
Right. See, when I actually talk to them and I lower below my certain super high energy, it is working more. And it should have been.
They also leaned in, or that could have been embarrassing. Yeah, good sex, and they just left hanging by your partner. No.
Right, and then multiple payoffs for the idea that they liked. Okay, great.
I've seen more awkward things happen during shows. So number one is
that, and then I try to I push my luck. It didn't work. Okay, hey, let's go back into the original energy. Let's not show that we just got hit. Keep the momentum.
It's trust. It's just trust, which honestly is hard enough. It's hard enough. Like, I'm not gonna look at your phone, your text with your friends. your Ubers in late nights in New York City.
I did not clean this bit up. I want to do all the things that a jealous person would check. It's not clear that that's what I'm talking about.
What you've been ordering in DoorDash, especially late nights in New York City. Look. I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to want to. And then number 2. Anyone want to give a stab at number 2 if trust is number 1? It's okay. Low.
So that's me opening it up to the room, the conversation. Okay, but then answering my own question to make sure I don't get fucked in the question.
Expectations. It's low. If you don't expect anything to be done, when you get home, you're not starting to fight. So that means there's 2 ways to get a perfect relationship. 1, trust more. I cannot.
I've never said why I can't, so that's a confusing bit.
Or expect less. So all I gotta say is I'm going home tonight and I'm gonna try to find a girl. That's it. A girl. And also on that, I might be flexible.
Okay, you see how when I directly indicate the audience in a smaller way, hey, they pick up. And I use that one man that gave me a little bit of energy with the good sex. Because he showed that he was open to it in this room of 10 people. So if I needed to use someone in my normal style, he's someone I could slowly coerce out as an ally. As far as noticing things in the crowd. I should have noticed more. Don't get me wrong, I should have noticed
Hey,
more.
you guys have been wonderful. Give it up for your host. Yeah!
One more time for William, everybody. Let him hear.
Okay. And in my head, I'm like, fuck that. So I also have a bad exit moment. I am not immune to these dynamics that I expect. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to include that part in the YouTube edit after the fact. So one other thing I want to show to you guys.
And give it up for your last comedian of the night, William Kean.
I'm so sorry. Okay, one other thing I want to show you is with regards to physical information. I do this when I work with people with hour-long specials. So you click around, and you sort of like, okay, great. This is my stage picture. Okay, that's my stage picture. Let's look at my stage picture. Let's look at my stage picture. Okay, am I right now? Okay, why am I not finding? I know. Okay, great. Stage picture. Boom. Okay. Considering. Okay, great. Changing energies. Okay, great. Great. Okay. Honestly, I could have. What this is showing is I'm doing a lot of big moves and then returning to neutral too fast. So I do if I have the right picture. But ideally, you give the audience some different things. Right? What I like is see. There should be some fun moments as you click around, and we should be at different parts of the stage, looking at different parts of the audience. Ideally, great. Just to make sure that we're using our physicality instead of planting straight and forward. Something to think about. Okay, everyone, reminder that the prompt of the day that we've been taking all along is anything about soulmate or loves of your life. Feel free to write a joke of where, how, who your soulmate, love of your life might be, and we'll be collecting them over the course of the night. If you're still watching the YouTube edit after the fact, give us that like. Please subscribe to the channel, join our amazing stream community, and more videos should be popping up right now. If you want to watch more analysis or learn some things about stand-up, feel free to comment with any questions. Yes, making it easier to edit.